Okay, so I want to see this Hannity and BonDINGO report on the defund. So let's play this.
Far left activists to continue attacking police. Now look at this video from Kansas City. It shows a BLM demonstrator talking about carrying out revenge killings against police officers for the death of George Floyd. Take a look. You decide.
Okay, so what this is programming. When people talk about you're being programmed by the media, this is exactly what this is. Because what this is saying don't look at the accountability problems and don't pay attention to the people who are bringing visibility to the accountability problems that have been going on for 200 years. And now all of a sudden, with the aid of body cams and social media, people are, that don't know about this stuff are now finally, getting some traction on exposure to what's happening out there. So instead of addressing the problem and talking about the accountability issue, what they do is they put up an argument about the people who advocate for change, and they say, well, look at these people. These people are the problem. So don't look over here at the real problem. So the next time you hear anything about police accountability, you're going to have in your mind the images that they show you and say, oh well, look at those people. It's basically it's like three different logical fallacies all wrapped up into one. They're masters at doing this. But let's watch.
We don't give two about the police. Chicago don't get. Let them kill one of ours. That's what we do. We kill one of theirs in Chicago, baby. We gonna knock on your door. We gonna blow your head off.
Okay, so obviously nobody agrees with. I mean, maybe some people agree with this, but I mean, what I get from here is the anger and frustration that people have with these problems, and it's not like it's not like people were watching CNN and they're like taken to the streets because CNN showed them something. I mean, this is something that that people live with. That it's happening out there. I mean, if you are white America and you're driving around in your Honda, and you get pulled over and you say yes sir, and the police are very polite to you and you waive all your rights and let the police do whatever they want to you, you're not going to have a problem, okay? But if you're out and you're a minority, and they do target minorities, don't tell me they don't, because I have FOIA requests to show that they do. Um, or if you're out, or if you're exercising your rights, or you're a journalist, I mean, if the police don't quote unquote like you, for whatever you're doing or whoever you are, I mean, they will find a reason to harass, arrest, make up charges, commit perjury, do what it takes to put you in jail. And the charges don't even have to stick. As long as they prove their point, they put you there. You've got to fight the charges. You've got to hire an attorney. You're going to spend the time there. And then when you get out, and even if the charges get dropped, nothing happens to them. It's just another day at the office. They just, they'll had done it like 10 times to somebody else, by the time that, you're cleared. So this is just the cycle.
We're going to blow their mother effing head off. Where's the outlet rage from the left? Where's the calls for accountability for this evil, reckless rhetoric? New poll, Fox News showing that a whopping...
Yep, it's another logical fallacy. What about them? Okay, what about their accountability?
7 in 10 voters think crime is on the rise. 77% of urban voters saying crime is up. But of course, just like clockwork, rather than take any responsibility for this undeniable truth and disaster of an anti-police agenda, Democrats, well, they're just doing what they always do. If the dog bites, if the bee stings, if you're feeling sad, just blame Donald Trump. Or as James Carville now urging his fellow Democrats to blame Donald Trump for surging crime.
I don't even know what this fool is talking about. I mean, the segment is on, defunding the police, and I'm guessing the underlying cause is police accountability, because this is the whole reason why we have a defund movement. And he's talking about, blaming Donald Trump for something. He's way off.
Right. James, who are the ones rioting in every city last summer? And by the way, who were the people denying that riots were riots?
All right, now they're talking about the riots. Now they're talking about not what caused the riots, not why people were out in the streets, but they're saying, look at the burning buildings, look at the bricks being thrown, and they want people to have the images of that, like the people out there causing the chaos. But again, this is another distraction from the root cause of the problem that they don't address. So, this stuff goes on and on.
The ones calling to defund and dismantle the police wasn't Donald Trump. Who was the one that said police become the enemy? And who was the one that promoted a bail fund for Minnesota rioters? Oh, Joe and Kamala. Here with reaction. Host of the, no bail laws. Now we have even new considerations. And then when all else fails.
So Portland was up 800 taxes, government-run healthcare. I mean, the list of dumb ideas is long and strong. But I'll tell you, defunding the police is the single dumbest idea liberals have ever produced. A matter of fact, there's not even, if we're in an Olympics of stupidity, there's a gold, but there's no silver and bronze.
I mean, look how triggered he is. Obviously, the movement has struck a nerve with the police. I mean, this guy, he's so triggered. He's an ex-cop. I mean, he's another one of these jackboot patriots who doesn't actually believe in the Constitution. They believe in a more like of a police state. And the fact that, the Russian was cut, Rocky landed that punch and cut the Russian. I mean, that's kind of what this is about. I mean, they've tried to bring accountability, and that has failed because you can't bring accountability to every local, precinct around the world. Around the country. So they're trying to do it at a federal level, and they're laughing that off because the Republicans just say, yeah, right, we're not going to do that. So the defund movement has caught some traction, and these people are really triggered. So, this would give an indication that, it's working. So, maybe the road to accountability, runs through defunding. I don't know.
They're on the podium stand themselves, the people who celebrated this absurdity of defunding the police. Now, the problem with this isn't funny. We enjoy it, but people are dying. People are being killed. And I'll tell you who I blame. I don't only blame liberals for celebrating this stupid idea, but the media for not calling them out early. The media propagated this myth that the police officers were the enemy and the criminals were really the good guys. So what did people do in liberal cities?
Okay, so this is more of this Lugan-Presse stuff. Blame the media. The media is either lying or they're creating an issue that just doesn't exist. Okay, these problems have been going on for a long, long time. It's only because of body cams, social media, and the fact that the media is actually playing these things and educating white people on what's been going on in these neighborhoods for so long that it's finally raising awareness. And notice this guy's pin. I mean, notice this jackboot's pin. Like it's like this sheriff cop pin. I don't know what it is, but I mean,
attack the police, coddle the criminals, and shocker, Sean, people are dying in liberal cities all over America because of this tragic stupidity.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, they're beyond triggered. I mean, anytime you're triggering the jackboots, I mean, you always know that you're doing something right. So, I'm not saying that, defund is the answer, but what I'm saying is if we want to bring accountability, I mean, this wasn't a bad move, at least from BonDINGO's response. So